Later, I have another topic for you. Is it better to be loved or feared? It's a very interesting topic, and first, I've heard about that in a movie called A Bronx Tale, starring Charles Palminteri, great actor. I really like his movies, and I specifically like that movie. And I saw the scene in the movie where the guy asks the mob leader, the mafia leader, so is it better to be loved or feared? And the reply goes like this, that, well, it's good to be both, but unfortunately it's too hard to do. And if I choose one, I'd rather be feared because fear lasts longer than love. And actually, I watched that movie like when I was 13 or 14 years old, and actually I agree with that completely because, and we need to understand what type of love we're talking about. If we're talking about love in a relationship, like husband or wife, maybe that's not the case, but in friendships, partnerships, being a good and kind person only is not the best option actually, because people need to understand that they're worth something to be a friend of yours, to be a partner of yours. And just being a kind and good person will not guarantee your success, will not guarantee that people would like to work with you, because unfortunately, it's not a fair world. We live in an unfair world, and everyone wants to have friends or partners or acquaintances who can give some value. And just being a kind person will not help you to achieve any of those success or achievements. And actually, there is one very important thing that I would like to mention, and I mean, these are only my thoughts, that people who fear people don't betray you when they fear you, because if we compare fear and love, people can still betray you and love you thinking that, well, he's a kind person, he'll understand us, and we'll just turn the page, we'll go to another chapter and start everything over again. That's what love does. But when people fear you at some level, they won't even try to do something bad. But I mean, even for fear, we need to understand what kind of fear we're talking about. I'm not saying that people should be afraid of saying something to you, like giving some opinions, some options. No, but fear is some kind of level of cautiousness that people need to have, and people need to understand that one very small mistake can completely ruin your friendship or partnership, and they can lose a very valuable person in their life. That's what I'm talking about specifically. And I would like to bring actually the country's example, because, well, we have different countries like US, Russia, UAE, Armenia, European countries, and I don't think there is a way you can rule countries by only having love of your people, because that's not a way, because at some point people will betray you, and we see that happens all the time in US, in Russia. People betray because everyone loves their countries, but they're not fear of what's going to happen to them if they betray their country. And in my opinion, people should have some kind of fear. For example, in Saudi Arabia or in UAE, in those countries, people have some kind of fear. Even though we say people respect their leaders, maybe that's the case, but at the end of the day, they fear because they understand that a very small mistake can completely destroy their life, and they don't want to make that mistake. And it's completely understandable, and I think it's a right way to rule a country, specifically country. But everything starts from your personal life, and then after some years it can turn into the level of into the economic or governmental level. But again, I will repeat that again and again. Fear lasts longer than love. You need to know how to keep your status, keep your reputation, because once you lose it, there is no way you can get it back, and people won't be afraid of you. People will do anything to destroy you completely. And actually, those people who read 48 Laws of Power, I think, will resonate with this rule, with this law from the book, where it says depend on reputation and guard it with your life. Because your reputation is everything. You need to keep it on top of everything. You need to do everything in your life not to lose it, because once you lose it, there is no way you can get it back. People will just go over you and not even giving you another chance. And one last quote I would like to bring in is from Niccolo Machiavelli. I would say, very interesting, good, but at the same time controversial person. And the quote goes like this: it is better to be feared than to be loved, if one cannot be both. And he argues that fear is a better motivator than love, which is why it is a more effective tool for leaders. Niccolo Machiavelli was a political theorist from the Renaissance period, and actually the Renaissance period is a very interesting period in our history, because Medicis, Niccolo Machiavelli, they all came from Renaissance period, and I would strongly recommend you to read about that period, of what happened in that period. You'll gain a lot of valuable knowledge. It's a must read. So actually that's it for today. I just wanted to do a very short video about my thoughts about fear and love, reputation, and how to keep it on top. And that's it. Have a wonderful day, and talk to you later. Bye.